Speculating like supporting, really warm.
That's all you're doing,
Yeah.
Has this been edited? Because I'm recording now.
Boy, he's media savvy as Cullo.
Who, Cullo or?
Yeah, Cullo, yeah.
Yeah,
Are we live, Jonah?
we're rolling.
Live. Jamie Cullerton, shake my hand.
No problems, Octo.
Thank you very much for coming down here today and give me an opportunity. Are we recording, Jonah?
I've just said, yeah, you fucking clown.
I just need to compose myself. Right, Cullo.
It's a good start.
Yeah, Cullo, we'll move straight on to the questions. Ignore Jonah, he can be a bit blunt at times.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Thank
father.
you. Yeah.
For the first time.
Yes, first time. Yeah.
Baby Nell.
Baby Nell, yeah.
What was the date of the birth?
27th of May. Shares it with Paul Gascoigne, no less.
That's an interesting
Little
fact.
facts for you there.
Yeah. When was the weigh-in?
9'1" she was. When
Big?
She came out. She was big, yeah, but she lost quite a bit of weight, which they do anyway. But I think there was quite a lot of fluid there, so she's at weight stable now, and she's a different baby when she came out. All good.
Business end or not?
Me?
It's personal, isn't it?
That is personal.
Cesarean. Gemma had a 16-hour labour, so
Ooh.
not pleasant. And unfortunately, in the end, she had to have a cesarean. So at that
Right.
point, you're not at the business end.
No.
Thank goodness. But I was in there, and I was supporting her, but I wasn't at the
Good lad.
sharp end.
Good lad. Sharp end. I like it. So how are things now? All well at home?
Yeah, all
And
good.
Settled?
Yeah. She's been signed off from the midwife now, so it's just a matter of just getting in a routine. To be honest with you, and getting used to it. So good. It's all good.
You're not married?
No, I'm not married. No, just girlfriend. Just
Are you going to get married? It's really
Don't know.
personal, this. I'm sorry.
Very personal, yeah. I don't know, maybe in the future,
Maybe.
yeah. It's not something we've talked about a great deal, but who knows what might come in the future.
What do you do for a living?
Transport manager.
Right. Okay. I'll get to football because that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd throw them in. So when did you first get involved at Leek Town? How long have you been involved in a sort of management team?
This will
capacity?
be my 4th season. Neil Baker got me involved really. I'd left CSOB at the time. Wasn't doing anything or any plans to do anything, and Neil sent Kenny in, his little fairy to come and find out if I'd be interested in getting involved, and it went from there really. And that's pretty much how it started, to be honest with you.
And then last season, we obviously had, there were quite a few changes throughout the whole season.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
Looking on.
Yeah.
You stepped into the assistant void after Beebs stood aside. How did that come about? Did Kazza just approach you, or?
No, not really. It was, to be honest with you, the title, the role, whatever. There's a number of roles that need fulfilling on match days and during the week. And we were a team of, there was Darren was involved at the time, there was
Baker,
Kaz, there was Beebs, and there was myself. And it was just a matter of fulfilling those roles. So Darren did a lot of the coaching, but if you think Darren stepped aside because his commitments with Stoke as he progressed his coaching, so some of those roles that he was doing needed fulfilling, so I helped to do some of those. Beebs then decided that he'd had enough, and it was just a matter of fulfilling the roles really. Whatever you think of, whether you're assistant manager, coach, first team coach, goalkeeping coach, whatever your title is really, there's a number of roles that need fulfilling, that need doing, not just on match days but during the week. And it was just a matter of covering them off really and doing them
And helping out.
And I think with Kaz, I think most managers always have a number 2, a trusted number 2 they're like a lieutenant if you like, that they confide in more than anybody else. Kaz obviously had Beebs, similar to how it's going to be going forward now. Ant wants Donners, which is, again, that's what a lot of managers want. They want a number 2 alongside them who they deem as their sort of second in command if you like, and that's how it is sometimes. But then, irrespective of how many there is, whether there's one of you or 5 or 6 of you, those roles still need fulfilling and still need completing, and you still need to do the things that people don't see, like your team sheets that need going in, you're organising the set pieces, the warm-ups, all that type of thing, it all needs doing. So it's a collective, really. I think it's a team thing. It's you always, whatever your title is, I don't think it makes too much difference, to be honest.
So going forward next season, can we expect to see you on the bench?
Yeah.
Have you spoke to Ant recently?
Yeah, I spoke to him Wednesday, spoke to him again today. I spoke to him 3 or 4 weeks ago, and when it was mentioned about Donors to start with, and he just said he didn't foresee any other changes, he just wanted to bring somebody else in. I think Ant's going to play, which I've sort of said to him from day one he needed to play because he's a very influential player, still a very important player. Myself and Kaz always thought when he was playing we were a far better side than when he wasn't, and we missed him a hell of a lot. So I think it's important he plays, and I still think he can contribute a lot. He's still got a lot of games to before he hangs up his boots, I think, to be honest.
Is he not? Player manager. Some people have opinions on that. Is it difficult to combine the two roles? How influential can you be as a player and a manager? I don't know.
It's a hard role. I think history tells you that. There have been many good ones. Trying to think. Kenny Dalglish probably did this as well as anybody, but that's going back a long time. It's a difficult role because when you're a player, you're looking after yourself. You're purely focusing on your own game, getting yourself prepared and ready for the game. The minute you become a manager or involved in the management team, you're thinking about 15, 16 players. So to do that, to do one job on its own is hard enough. To combine the two, be a player and be a man, is hard. It's going to be tough, which is why he needs support, and he'll have that from myself and Donners, and obviously Bake hopefully will be around as well to help that support. But there's also people like Steve Norris, who's got experience. I've been a player manager and been a manager as well, so there's plenty of experience around to help, really, to be honest. But it is a hard job.
I suppose I'll just quickly reflect on last season. I think we finished 8th in the end.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, I thought was about right. I thought we probably were about an eighth team. Why do you think we fell just a little bit short and didn't quite make the playoffs?
I think we finished where we should have finished, to be honest. I agree with you. I thought we had a good run. It was always going to be, that 5th spot was always up for grabs. The top 4 were done and dusted. The top 2, no one was going to catch the top 2. Colville and Baseford were fighting each out for probably 3rd place. So it was always going to be that 5th position that was going to become available. And it was down to either ourselves, Lincoln, Rugby and Chasetown. And it was whoever went on a run. Whoever went on that run at the right time were going to get in. And Lincoln, having beat us here, went on that run and got into the playoffs, with a game to spare. So I just think I wouldn't say there was any particular reason for it. It was just going to be whoever one of those 4 teams went on a good run, got momentum behind them, and Lincoln did it. And credit to them, to be honest. They beat us down here when, really probably we should have at least won. We shouldn't have lost the game, that is for sure, I don't think. But it was possibly a missed opportunity from us, and they never looked back.
Well, going into obviously next season, there's some new teams coming to the league. I've had a look at the new set. You've got Northwich Vicks, you've got Witton Albion. I think there's another couple of teams, strong teams. I can't think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think Stamford might have been one of them. I can't remember. But there were 4 new teams that were established non-league clubs.
Yeah.
That for me will probably make the league tougher.
Yes.
How do you see it? Can we mount a playoff challenge? What are your thoughts?
I certainly think we can mount a playoff challenge. I think it will be tougher this time. There's actually 5 teams that have come in. Evesham have come in. Stamford have had a reprieve, so they're staying in the Premier Division. Evesham are coming in. Bedworth, who just got relegated from the Southern Section Premier Division. Rushton and Diamonds, and Witton and Northwich, and all those 5 teams are strong. I think they'll all have good budgets. They'll all be decent. Rushton and Diamonds were a football league club not too long ago.
Yeah, that was the other one I couldn't.
So they will be on the way back up. I would think they'd have a decent fan base. I would think they'd have a good budget. Witton consolidated last season, and they'll be strong again. Northwich had a very good year last year and only missed out on promotion, so they'll be very strong again, I think. So if you look at 5 teams that have come into it, the 4 that have gone out, Stafford have gone out, Colville have gone out, but the other 2 Daventry and Tividale struggled.
Yeah.
Really struggled. Tividale from word go.
Daventry seemed being financial trouble, didn't they, towards the end?
Went in free fall basically towards the end of the season, and I think those two teams, I can't see in the league at the minute any teams that will be as poor as them, if you like. So I think it's going to be really competitive. I think Chasetown Rugby will be strong again. Belper have done some business early. They've just signed 5 players, so I can see them being really strong again because they had a season of consolidation. And Spalding, Dave Frecklington's gone to Spalding and really hit the ground running and signed a lot of players. So I think they'll be
strong again.
They'll push again. So I think it'll be a lot stronger league than last year.
You mentioned player. I can't remember which club you just said about 5 in Belper. In terms of recruitment down here and new faces, do you have any involvement in that? And if so, can you tell us about?
It's ongoing basically. We haven't got anything to report at the minute, but it's ongoing. Effectively, you can't sign a player till the 1st of July. So a lot of clubs do it one of 2 ways. They either get them to commit, or put them on contract, get them to commit and put it all over social media, which a lot of clubs tend to do. We don't do that. We will get them to commit, but don't say anything until the 1st of July, until they can actually sign a form. And then that's the only time you know you've got them, because they could still change their mind between now and the 1st of July. So it's a difficult one. It's a bit of a sparring set.
They're all at it, I guess.
Everyone's playing each other off against each other. Round here now, Nantwich and Stafford are probably at the top. Nantwich probably at the top of the pecking order. People will go there first, and then it's ourselves that are vying for everybody else, really.
Yeah.
And whilst it's frustrating, that's the way it is. You can't do much about it. But in terms of where we are now, where we are last year, we're better off in terms of, we've got people like Darren Chadwick, Niall Maguire, Tim Grice, contracted players who are with us now.
Good players.
So we've got a core of the side there that are committed for next season, and they can't go anywhere. That's fact. So we are better than we were probably last year, really, but we've still got to do some work to get people in before the start of the season. But it can go right up towards the start of the season. I think if you look at last year, the team didn't take shape till probably 3 months into the season.
Well, thanks for that. I understand you watch a lot of games. I'm guessing one of your roles at the club, you watch teams that we're going to be playing. You watch teams, I guess, for recruitment to have a look at players. Is that what you do? Yeah,
I mean, when I first came into the club, that's what Baker said. We need somebody who's prepared to go and watch some games, watch some players, watch the opposition. And I'd never done it before. I didn't know, so I thought, it's something different. It's something that I haven't done before. I'd managed, I'd coached, I'd done it. So I thought, let's see what it's like, and I really enjoy it. I love it, to be honest. I will go and watch. So if we're playing whoever I try and look a couple of weeks in front and just try and go watch the opposition and just see what they do, to see if they do anything that's out of the ordinary, that's things on set pieces, how they line up to start with, what formation they play, and just try and see how they go about their
to
the
prepare,
business, really.
Obviously, for our game against.
Yeah, and then things like set pieces. Who do they put up from the back? Do they do anything? Have they got a short corner or anything along those lines? And just sit and watch the game and just see what happens, to be honest. Don't try and make something up that's not there. Just watch it and just see how it goes. And to be honest, I love doing it. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah, I mean, I get time consuming though.
Yeah, it is.
Do you get any either? Cause
No, I'm lucky. Gemma's brilliant, to be honest. She comes with me, to be honest. She's come with me a few times. But no, what I do, there is nights where it's going to be football nights, but then there's other nights where it's not football nights, and it's time, and it'll be family time. So it's definitely about getting that balance and not making sure it doesn't intrude on our
family life.
To be honest with you, you've got to have a balance, to be honest.
Pre-season, I mean, I've mentioned this debate the other day. There's some quite tasty fixtures.
Yeah.
You know, there's some big clubs: Stoke, Vale, Burton Albion.
Yeah.
When do you report back for training?
We'll be in a couple of weeks. We normally try and do 6 weeks before the start of the season, and then you're into pre-season games. So you're looking at 2 or 3 weeks training and then into the fixtures. But there's some great pre-season fixtures. I mean, it's one thing we missed last year with not having the pitch available to us to go to play the likes of Burton, which could be a great, and having Stoke, whatever Stoke teams here is fantastic. Port Vale's always a relatively well supported game. Macclesfield's a traditional one. It's brilliant, to be honest, to have these
big clubs.
these clubs.
Absolutely.
You know, and I think credit to Bakey's done a lot of work there. The Burton one's a real coup, especially with them getting promoted
Championship.
You mentioned a good crowd.
Sorry to talk over. You mentioned the pitch.
Yeah.
How do you think that played last season?
Very well.
New
Very
pitch.
Well. Still, I mean, considering I don't think a lot of people know, but when we kicked off the season against Chase down at home, they were still working on this on the Wednesday.
Right.
They were still running up and down, putting drains in, doing whatever. But we only first really had a chance to go on the pitch on the Thursday when we had a training session out here. So it's not had what it's having now, a period of growth and a bit of rain and some sun.
So it could be well, fingers crossed, be even better. Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought I can't imagine it's going to get any worse. The drainage was good. The only times we did have problems with drainage was just sometimes the amount of sheer water that we had. But I don't think any pitch would
withstood some of the rain we had,
to be honest. But it's fantastic. It's great, and credit to a lot of people behind the scenes who've done a lot of work to make it happen.
Good condition. A little bit light-hearted this, but you spend a lot of time in the dressing room and around the players.
Yeah.
So I want to ask a couple of questions about them, really.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's the most intellectual player at the club? The most clever player at Leek Town?
Well, Warren's at university, but I'm not sure that necessarily always means anything. Darren Chadwick is he hides it well, Chadders, to be fair. But
so he's quite a clever lad.
Quite a clever lad, Chadders, is it? As you can tell by your surprise in your voice.
Well, I did interview Chadders. I thought he came across quite well. In fairness,
he
can be a bit of a lad, but
yeah, he can. Yeah.
Well, we'll go with Chadders for that.
But there's others as well. People like Ant and Niall Maguire.
Quite intelligent.
James Curley, quite intelligent.
Curley's quite intelligent as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Interesting. Obviously, the opposite to that is who is the most simple. Who do you think's lacking a little bit in the old IQ? Is anyone?
It's a shame this, because I think the same person gets mentioned all the time. That's probably Kyle Disky, and he gets.
What?
He gets hammered for it, to be honest.
Is it fair? I mean, every time I've asked that question, Kyle's name has come up.
I think if Kyle was sat here and you asked him the same question, he'd answer Kyle Disky.
I mean, get Kyle on, I think.
Yeah,
I think he'd be a good one.
But to be fair, he probably is, but he's a fantastic lad. He's a smashing lad, Kyle. He's brilliant. He really has. He was fantastic when we brought him.
And he's done well, I think, as a player.
He's done really well. And I don't think he realises possibly how good he could be, to be honest. I think if he really knuckled down, he could be a really good player. But unfortunately, he does get a bit of bad press.
He's staying with us next season, Kyle?
I believe so, yeah. I believe so, but as I said, it's early days. Nothing's committed until 1st of July. So.
Kyle, stay with us, brother. Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah, somebody needs your mantle.
Who's the best looking? I mean, there's some good looking lads in that lineup. Who's the best looking?
Kyle's not a bad looking lad, I wouldn't say.
Kyle, he's a good looking lad, Kyle.
Curly.
We can only pick one, Jamie.
I'd probably say Ant, to be honest. Ant, maybe.
Ant's a good looking lad.
Still got the boyish looks.
Yeah. I think he has, and he's, what is he, 34?
34, I think now, Ant is, yeah. So.
Ant, the best looking. Who spends the longest in the shower grooming themselves trying to be the best looking, but they're probably not?
Dead easy.
Go on.
Grayson.
Does he?
Yeah.
Does he groom always?
I don't know what he's doing, but yeah.
Yeah, well, we'll run with that. You know these lads.
Yeah,
well, who do you think's got the best clothes? Who's perhaps fashionable and in with the...
Ryan Grocott is, Ant is again, but Bowie probably. John Beaumont.
It's quite a trendy lad.
John Beaumont's quite a smartly dressed lad, but they all are, to be honest. But I would say Bowie. I would say Bowie.
Good lad, you're a good sport. Thanks for that. I'm nearly finished, Cole. I'm getting to the end now, mate. It's hard to answer this, I suppose, but do you still see yourself here in 12 months? What's the future for you? Because I guess having a little one's new territory and how things are going to pan out.
I would hope so, yeah. I've got no intentions of leaving. It would only be if the club wanted me to leave, I think, or if something come better, but I'm not sure that will happen anytime soon. So yeah, I'm happy here. I like the club, I like the people. I think, we're on the right path, certainly. You only have to look around, the facilities are fantastic. Yeah, I'm happy here, so I don't see why.
Good, we like you because you're good with us. Yeah. Good with us as well. So you're welcome.
You'd be one reason.
Leek Town TV.
Yeah.
It's been around now nearly a year and a half. What are your thoughts?
Very good.
Do you like it?
Really good, yeah. Really good.
Really good.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think it's added a new dimension to the club, to be honest, and it gives us exposure around the town. You know, and I think it gives us exposure to local businesses, people who support the club. I think it's good. It's a great idea. It must be time consuming for you.
It is a bit, yeah. And you know, sometimes do you think we overstep the mark occasionally? We try not to. You know, we try and be balanced.
No, I don't think you do. You've got to remain a little bit independent, else it would just become completely biased.
Yeah, I think you've got. I think what we try and do is ask questions that people would like to ask.
Yes.
And sometimes, you know, some of them questions can't be answered, but it's how the person answers them.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It is what's key, and
I think it's different as well. You don't just focus on Leek Town. You know, there's other things you do, like your walks on the countryside.
I'm trying to add a little bit of humour.
Rambles around and.
Yeah,
I'm sure there'll be plenty coming back from the Euros, and there's Stoke involvement.
Stoke, we try not to put too much Stoke.
Yeah, but I think to be fair, James, you've made no bones about that. Stoke is your first love, so that's how it should be. That's fair enough, and that shouldn't change just because you've decided to do something for Leek Town, you know, and do Leek Town TV. So I think that criticism's a little bit unfair.
Well, thanks again. Who do you support? Who's your
Glasgow Rangers?
Is it?
Yeah.
Glasgow Rangers?
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not quite sure. I think my dad's from Scotland. He's a Hibs supporter. So I think it's something to got to. I get a feeling there was a game when I was very young, and Hibs were playing Rangers, and I just decided to go against my dad. And it just went from there, to be honest, and I've always been a Rangers supporter.
Fair enough, we don't mind Glasgow Rangers at all. And finally, Euro 2016 starts in about 4 hours.
Yeah, tonight, yeah.
England, what are your thoughts? How well can we do? Can we win it?
I'm not sure we can win it.
Jonah doesn't think so.
No,
Do you, Jonah?
No.
I don't think we've got a world-class player in the team, to be honest, so I don't think we can win it.
Harry Kane?
Not world-class yet. Not yet. I do think we've got a lot of good young players. I think it's really, you know, people like Dele Alli, Kane, Eric Dyer. They've had fantastic seasons. It's great to see them in the team now. You know, John Stones, he's only 20. You know, the two full-backs. I was looking through the squad last night, and it's a very young squad. There's only Kale and Rooney who are any age. I think Lallana's the next one.
The youngest squad, and I see it's the youngest squad that we've ever put.
That probably is, yeah.
There's a stat knocking about that. So he's been brave, hasn't he?
People like Rashford at 20, you know, and I think we can do well. I think we might get into the semis, but I think there'll be a few countries thinking they can get into the likes of Belgium, Italy. They'll be thinking the same. I think Germany, Spain, and the French will be
all thinking they can win it.
All think they can win it, and then I think there'll be a number of teams who think they can probably just get into that fourth spot and see if they can. And if you get into that, it's a bit of a lottery, I suppose, isn't it, really? But I don't think we can win it, but I think we can do well. I hope he's brave. I hope he doesn't stick with some of the tried and trusted. I hope he's really brave with his selections.
Cullo, I've enjoyed chatting to you. Thanks very much for your time. Cheers,
problems.
Jonah. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Excellent, Gareth.
It's good, Gareth.